Aloha, my name is Christina and welcome to my rehab series. Today we'll be focusing on low back injuries. So low back issues can stem from a lot of different things. Maybe you've recently had surgery, maybe you have a degenerative disc, which is what I have, or other disc issues. You could have scoliosis, you could just have abdominal tightness, or maybe even pelvic floor weakness. There's a lot of different things that can contribute to having low back pain. So today we'll just be focusing on strengthening your abs and finding your neutral pelvis, which will help to kind of guide you along a little workout regime. So for me, I was a professional dancer and I've had a lot of different issues. My first really big injury was my low back. I didn't really know what was happening, but come to find out I have a degenerative disc. It's between L4 and L5. So I can tell when I'm not doing enough Pilates or ab strengthening stuff because my low back actually starts to hurt. So we'll go through a lot of different exercises to help strengthen your low back today. So come on down to your mat and let's get started. I'm going to give you a really quick anatomy lesson. You have different parts of your abs. You've got the six pack that goes up and down, which basically helps to kind of like, crunch or fold you forward. You've got your obliques that are on the sides that helps to help your spine to side bend or twist. Underneath all of that, like a corset wrapping around your waistline, is your transverse abdominis or your TVA. It's very, very important. Once I started to connect to that, I was able to stop using my back muscle so much, which was just a game changer for me. So it kind of starts sort of back, and it literally wraps around the front of the tummy, and it kind of joins together right in the center. So you're just going to inhale, maybe bring one hand on your belly, let your belly hang out, and then exhale, scoop the abs in. Good. Inhale and exhale. Okay, great. You're going to add the sides of your waist. So you're going to inhale, let everything go, and then exhale, wrap. So not only am I pulling the front of the abs in, I'm trying to corset, wrap the waistline, and get my waist as small as possible. Inhale, let it go. Exhale. One more. Inhale, let it go. And exhale. Good. If it's uncomfortable to sit like this, you can go ahead and just sit in a chair. Okay, we're going to add your pelvic floor. What is your pelvic floor? They're basically the muscles that help you to stop peeing or pooping. It's kind of a weird topic to talk about, but it's really, really important, especially if you are pregnant, if you're postpartum, or if you're older. The muscles start to get really, really weak, and then you deal with a lot of different issues. So if you think about a bowl, so if I'm looking down at my pelvis, and my pelvis is a bowl, all the pelvic floor muscles kind of layer on top of one another. So if you've heard of Kegels, to me, that's more squeezing. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have to find a bathroom right now, but I don't know where it is. I think more about a squeeze and a lift. So if you think of a circus tent, the top kind of domes up. It's a really weird thought, but hey, why not? So I think about lifting up through the pelvic floor, kind of like an elevator, versus just squeezing it. Work with me on that. Okay, let's give it a go. So you're going to inhale, just release and let it go. As you exhale, kind of draw the pelvic floor muscles together and lift. And then relax. 4 more. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, scoop the abs in, lift the pelvic floor, elevator up to the top floor, and then relax. So I just kind of kicked it in. You want to add your abs in at the same time. Lots of things to think about. So as you're wrapping through the waistline, you want to kind of lift the pelvic floor as well. 3 more. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, try to find that dome feeling. Wrap to the waistline, close to the ribs, and get taller. Inhale, let it go. 2 more. Squeeze the pelvic floor, start to lift it up, zip up to the abs, reach up tall, 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 and then release, let it go. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift through the pelvic floor, up to the ceiling, up to the abs, up to the ribs, and then let it go. It's a very, very strange concept, but it's going to really help to kind of connect your abs and your pelvic floor and help out your low back. So let's start on your back. We're going to find your neutral pelvis. So you've got these natural curves of your spine, your neck, your cervical spine, your ribs, your thoracic spine, and then your low back, your lumbar spine. So you can keep your hands down on the floor. I might either reach my arms up or kind of like angle or try to show you what's happening with my pelvis. So it really depends on the natural curves of your spine and your anatomy. So right now I'm trying to find my neutral pelvis. So my hip bones and my pubic bone are sort of ish, do a double check. They're flat and kind of parallel to the floor. So if I could balance like a martini glass or like, I don't know, like a wine glass or a really hot bowl of soup onto my tummy, and it's never going to move. So without changing any bones, I'll go ahead and reach my arms up so you can see my abs. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to start to breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, abs pull in. Lift through the pelvic floor. Now my elevator sideways. Reach all the way up and then relax. Exhale. And relax. It might be easier to find your pelvic floor here. So your sit bones, that bony muscle that kind of pops out, like if you're sitting on a bench or a bike for too long, it kind of hurts. Think about drawing those sit bones together. Really weird cues. Just go with it. Inhale. Exhale, draw the sit bones together, lift through the pelvic floor, scoop the abs in, lengthen through the spine, and then inhale. So what we don't want is you to clench everything, clench your butt, and then use your abs to tuck your pelvis under. That will come next, but can you find your abs without moving any bones? 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, wrap through the waistline. Lift through the pelvic floor. Find your elevator up to the crown of the head. And then relax. Last one. And then relax. So you want to get so good at that where my pelvic floor is engaged, my abs are engaged, I'm breathing. So right now I'm kind of breathing through my ribs, and I can keep everything, and I can have a conversation. So we want to work up to that. It's really hard to hold for a long period of time, so do as much as you can. So now we're going to add pelvic tucks. So now we actually want to connect our breath and move our pelvis at the same time. So I'm going to go arms up. I'm going to inhale. So now I'm going to use my abs to exhale and pull my pubic bone kind of towards my nose. Good. So if I have that like bowl of soup, the soup is spilling onto my chest. We're going to inhale, rock it away from you. Think less about arching your back. Think more about moving your pelvis. So my bowl of soup is now tipping that way. And you're going to exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach away. So trying not to use my legs. My legs are pretty soft and lazy. I'm more so using my abs as much as you can. 2 more. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Think of more reach versus arch. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. And then relax. So your range of motion is going to really depend on your strength, your flexibility, and also your injury. If it really hurts to arch even just a tiny bit or reach just a tiny bit, maybe just keep it really small. Okay, so now we're going to add leg movement. Your goal is to keep your pelvis as still as possible. So I'm using my abs to keep everything still. I'm finding that neutral. So my martini glass is balancing, and I'm trying not to spill it. So I'm going to use my abs to exhale, lift one leg into tabletop-ish, like 90 at the knee, maybe 90 at the hip. Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll lay down. Exhale, lift. Maybe even think less about the legs. So your leg can be like kind of lazy almost, and more about the abs. So instead of inhaling, letting my belly go, I'm inhaling, keeping it still, and exhale, lift the legs. So I'm attempting to breathe through the rib cage. There's a lot of things getting thrown at you. A couple more. I lied. Let's do 2 more. Kind of getting yourselves up to 10-ish. So if you can, we'll do maybe 10 pelvic tucks and then 10 leg lifts, maybe total. Let's do 1 more in each leg. I'm totally lost count at this point. 1 more. and then relax. Okay, take a little moment. So now we're going to do the opposite. That was marching. Now we're going to do toe taps. It's a little harder. I'm going to keep the arms up to the ceiling. If you want to press your hands down, that's okay. If you really need to take a long break for your back, that's also totally fine. Okay, just so you can see what's happening with my back. I mean, hopefully nothing. Okay, so I'm going to scoop my abs in. I'm going to inhale, breathe. Exhale, abs pull in. Lift right leg into tabletop. Find your balance. Inhale there. Exhale, left leg up to meet it. Okay, so I'm trying to keep a neutral pelvis. I'm pulling my abs in, trying not to move my back. I'm going to inhale, tap the right toe down to the floor. Exhale, lift. Let's do 10. Inhale, 2. Exhale, lift. Inhale, 3. Exhale, lift. Inhale, 4. So hopefully nothing else is moving. 5, besides the leg. 6, my head, my shoulders, my ribs are still. 7, my pelvis is super still. And 8, one more each leg. 9, and 10, and then relax, take a moment. Okay, we're going to try dead bug. So we're going to add the arms. So arms are actually going to reach up to the ceiling. I'm going to take a nice big inhale. I'm going to exhale, pull my abs in. Bring one leg up. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, pull the other leg up. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Your legs are basically doing the exact same thing. So I'm going to tap my right toes down and my left arm back as I inhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. 10. Inhale, 2. Exhale, pull. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. So the back of my neck is long. 5, I'm wrapping through the waistline. 6, exhale, pull it up. Inhale, 7. Exhale, pull it up. And 8, exhale, pull it up. One more each leg if you can. Good, last one. 10, and up, and then relax. Okay, take a little moment. One more thing here, laying on your back. We're going to try the more advanced version. So if this one does not feel good for your back at this moment, skip it. Arms back up. Scoop the abs in, bring one leg up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bring the other leg up. Okay, so now as I reach my right leg, as I reach my left arm back, I'm going to extend my right leg all the way out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, 2. Exhale, pull it in. So again, trying not to let anything else move. 3, back is still. 4, the opposite arm and leg remain still. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. One more, and 10. Good, and then relax everything back down. All right, so from here, let's do a quick little bridge series. So my feet are separate, my feet are flat on the floor. My arms are gonna press down for this one. So start with that pelvic tuck. So I'm gonna use my abs to exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Then I'm gonna start to fire my butt and my hamstrings. And then I'm gonna use the backs of my legs and the abs to roll the hips up. You don't wanna go too high to arch your back. I think about shoulders, ribs, hips and knees sort of in the same line. And I'm going to use my abs and the back of the legs to roll back down. Again, find as much articulation as you can. Exhale, pull it in. Roll on up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll it back down. So try 10. I'm just going to do 5 for today. Exhale, scoop, squeeze the glutes, close the ribs, roll up, reach the knees. Inhale, exhale, roll it back down. So I'm actively pressing my shoulders down into the mat, just so my shoulders don't start to round all the way up and forward. Inhale, exhale, roll it down. So now we do want to be articulating and moving your pelvis and spine. Last one, roll it up. Inhale, and then exhale to roll it back down. Good, so if your back is really bothering you, the best way to get up is to roll over to the side and then push yourself all the way up. I know it sounds very kind of like lazy, but it's the safest thing for your back at this moment. All right, a couple more things here. Let's come to all fours. So hands underneath your knees, knees underneath your hips. If this is uncomfortable for your body to be on all fours, maybe you can come down to your forearms, or maybe you can bring your forearms like up onto a chair. Just see whatever feels good for you. Okay, take a moment. Can you find your neutral pelvis again? So I'm not super arched or super rounded. I'm sort of in that halfway. So I can balance maybe that kind of martini glass keeps coming up right on my low, not maybe even my low back, but maybe even like on my pelvis. And I'm going to try to breathe again. So I'm going to inhale, let it go, let everything go. Without changing your bones, you're going to suck your tummy up, wrap through the waistline, squeeze through lift through the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Sorry, fix my neck. Okay, exhale, scoop. Inhale, release. So you're still trying to work your abs in all these different positions. Inhale, release. One more. Exhale, scoop. Okay, can we keep breathing? You're scooping the abs up. If you can, you're going to reach the left arm out, bring it back down, and switch. 9. So try not to shift too much back and forth. 8. I'm using my abs to keep everything else super still. 7. And then I'm trying to use my lat muscles, my mid back. It wraps around underneath the armpit to lift the arm. 4. And 3. So abs are engaged the whole time. 2. Last one. 1. Same thing with the legs. I'm going to bring my legs a little closer together. I'm going to reach the right leg back and then bring it down. And 2. So attempting to keep my back really still. 3. And in. And 4. So I'm using my abs to keep my pelvis still. 5. I'm lengthening out through the leg. And 6. Good. And 7. And 8. One more each side. And 9. One more. And 10. And then back and in. Okay, take a quick little moment. Maybe you can do a child's pose if it feels okay for your body. And then we'll do one more thing. We're going to add a little bit of a balance. So you're back onto your all fours. Bring your knees fully together for this one. Take a moment, find your neutral pelvis. You're not arched, you're not tucked, you're kind of in your neutral spine. You're sucking your tummy up to the ceiling. You're going to squeeze your armpits. I like to start with the leg. It's easier. Let's reach the right leg back behind you. Find your balance. Okay, scoop the abs in, lift through the pelvic floor. I like to inchworm the fingertips forward. When you're ready, if you can, you're going to reach the left arm out, and we're just going to balance here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back down. Take a moment, find the left leg back, maybe inchworm the right hand forward, lift the right arm up, hold there, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Wrap through the waistline, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Good. Come on down to sit. Take a moment, shake out your wrists, and you guys are all set. Thank you so much for joining me for my rehab series for your low back today. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I am taking requests. If you have any injuries that I haven't addressed yet, please let me know and I can do a video just for you. Until then, my name is Christina. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Aloha.